So good morning all, and today we are going to discuss the previous 30 questions that I have been assigned to you on yesterday, right? So we can go for that one by one. That clears you all doubts, I think. The first question is, the law of demand states that an increase in the price of a good. So in that question, the answer will be B. It is very simple, and which says about the law of demand. There is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded of that commodity. So the answer will be that B. Next, come to second question. The law of supply states that an increase in the price of a good, and you know that the law of supply tells about there is a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied, right? So it is very simple. The answer will be the B. That means that is B, right? That means what is the question? The increase in the price of the good, which increases the quantity of quantity supplied of that commodity, right? Then come to the third question. If an increase in the consumer income leads to a decrease in the demand for camping equipments, then the camping equipment is a inferior commodity. So answer will be C, because in case of inferior commodity, the income effect is negative. How we can define the income of inferior commodity? Inferior commodity is that commodity in which the amount of consumption of that commodity increases. The consumer, when the consumer income leads to increase, the consumption of that commodity declines, right? So that is an inferior commodity. So the income effect is negative. Then come to, which of the following shifts demand for watches to the right? Shifts demand watches to the rights. So the answer will be C. A decrease in the price of the watches batteries if the watches battery and watches are complements. And you know that in the case of two commodity, one is complementary commodity and another is substitute goods, right? So in that complementary commodity, a decrease in the price of watch battery and watches are the both complementary commodity. That leads to shift in demand curve to the right. Next, come to the fifth question. If the price of a good is above the equilibrium price, then A is the there is a surplus and the price will rise. B, there is a shortage and price will fall. There is a C, there is a shortage and price will rise. D, the quantity demanded is equal to the quantity supplied and the price remain unchanged, right? And E, there is a surplus and price will fall. There is a surplus and price will fall. So if in a general equilibrium condition the price and quantity are fixed, it is a point of stability, right? It is a point of stability. But in case of increase in the price, what question says? If the price of the commodity is above the equilibrium price, then automatically the supply is more than the demand. Then the supply is more than the demand, which declines the price to again the equilibrium position. So what will be the answer? The answer will be the E. That is your answer. That is your answer, right? Next, come to sixth question. If the price of a good is equal to the equilibrium price, if the price of a good is equal to the equilibrium price, then what will be? It is a stable situation. So the answer will be the B. There is unchanged, right? Next come to 7th question. An inferior good is one for which an increase in the income causes what is? Decrease in the demand. So 7th answer, the answer will be D, right? So the answer will be the D. Next come to 8th question. If a small percentage increase in the price of a good greatly reduce the quantity demanded for that commodity, the demand for that good is the answer will be unitary price elasticity. That means the change in quantity and the change in price is same. So it is unitary price elasticity, right? Next come to 9th question. The price elasticity of demand is defined as. The price elasticity of demand is defined as. It is very easy. So answer will be the C. The percentage change in quantity demanded of a good divided by the percentage change in price of that commodity, right? That is the answer. Next come to the 10th question. In general, a flatter demand curve is more likely to be. That means increase in the flatness of the demand curve increases the price elasticity, right? Because you know that when the elasticity is greater than 1, it is more flatter. But when it is less than 1, then it is inelastic. And in case of inelastic price elasticity, the shape of the curve is more steeper. So that question answer will be A. Next come to 11. In general, a steeper supply curve is more likely to be. It is also very easy. That is price inelastic. Because it is steeper. Next come to 12. Which of the following would cause a demand curve for a good to be price inelastic? So the answer will be the good is necessary. Why price inelastic? It means why price is inelastic? The price is inelastic in the case of necessary commodity because a large change in price leads to a small change in quantity, right? Because there is a small change in quantity. How there is a small change in quantity? Because it is that much valuable to our life, like a salt. Whatever may be the price, we have to consume the fixed amount. So it is a necessary commodity, right? And in case of rice and in case of medicine, so whatever may be the price, the quantity may be fixed or slightly it can be slightly changed, right? Then come to the 13th question. If the cross price elasticity between the two commodities or two goods is negative, then the two goods are likely to be, the answer will be the B, complementary, right? In case of negative, cross elasticity is negative in case of complementary commodity, and cross elasticity is positive in case of substitute commodity, right? So the answer will be the B. Next come to, if there is a excess capacity in the production facilities, it is likely to, the farm supply curve is obviously it is price elasticity. Excess capacity means the supplier has a large amount of input supply. So it has capable to supply excess. So it is price elasticity. That means small change in price leads to large change in supply, right? If if a farm has a excess capacity in its storage facility, then a small hike or small increase in the price leads to large change in quantity supplied. So it is price elastic, right? Next, come to the 15th question. If income elasticity of demand of a good is negative, it must be a inferior commodity, right? It is also very easy to you. Next, come to 16. That is, if the consumers think that there are very few substitute goods for a substitute for a good, then the answer will be C. The demand would be tend to price inelastic. If the consumer think that there will be few substitute, right? If there will be more substitute, then the price elasticity may be elastic. Though there is a few substitute commodity, so the demand would tend to be price inelastic. So the answer will be C. So the answer will be C. Next, come to 17. The sensitive of change in quantities demanded to a change in price is called, it is also very easy, price elasticity of demand, C. So the answer will be C, the price elasticity of demand. Next, come to 18. A product that is similar to another, and can be consumed in place of it can be a substitute commodity, right? Actually, in case of substitute commodity, there is no perfect substitution. For example, always we can say that tea and coffee are substitute to each other, but there may be several taste and preference for consumer A and consumer B, and remember that in the real world there is no such perfect substitute commodity. For the example only, we can say the tea and coffee are the substitute commodity. Next, 19. Two goods are dash if the quantity consumed of one increases when the price of other decreases, right? It is very easy. So the answer will be the C. The answer will be the C. It is a complementary. Because the cross elasticity in case of complementary commodity is negative. Why it is negative? The quantity of one commodity increases when the price of other commodity decreases, so that is a negative relation. But in case of substitute commodity, the cross elasticity is positive. That means a quantity consumed of one good increases when the price of other goods also increases, right? So there is a direct relation. Next, come to the 20. If the input price increases, all else equal, what will be the answer of the given options? The answer will be the C. The supply will decrease. That question is attempted by you. Most of you are attempted by wrong options, right? See, what is the link? If the input price increases, then there will be a low demand for that input. If there will be low demand for that input, then the supply or the manufacturing of that commodity will be hampered, will be decreased. So automatically the supply will decrease, right? You can link in that way. If the input price, I repeat again, if the input price increases, the quantity of that input, the demand for that input declines. When the demand declines, that product cannot be produced in the farm. So automatically the supply will decrease, right? Next, 21. which of the following would decrease the price of decrease the supply of wheat, right? Supply of wheat. See the another options, all of the options. The correct answer will be the D, an increase in the price of the corn, right? Because from wheat the corn is produced. From wheat the corn is produced. Next, going to 22, if the price elasticity of demand for the good is 0.75, the demand for goods can be described as, right? It is very easy question to you, so the answer will be inelastic because it is less than 1. The answer will be inelastic because it is less than 1. Next, come to 23. When the price of a product increases 10%, the quantity demanded decreases 15%. In this range of price, the demand for this commodity, see the change in price only 10%. Then another way, see to the quantity demanded decreases, that is 15%. So the change in quantity demanded, that is your 15%, is greater than the change in price, that is only 10%. So the answer will be A. It is more elastic. It is elastic, right? Next, come to 24. Cross elasticity of demand is. The cross elasticity of demand is which of the following is correct? First one, negative in case of complementary good, right? Negative in case of complementary good. Negative in case of complementary good, that is right. Next, come to the 25th question. A 3% increase in the price of a tea causes a 6% increase in the demand for coffee, because tea and coffee are substitute commodity. So increase of price of one commodity increases, or that may cause the quantity demanded for another commodity. So there is 2 increase, right? So the answer will be plus. The answer will be plus. The cross elasticity of demand will be plus. It cannot be negative, right? So then come to the what is the change? 3%, which is changed into 6%. So it is more of double. So it is very easy. So the answer will be the 2 plus 2. That is plus 2. That will be the answer. That will be the answer. D will be the answer. D will be the answer. 25. Next, come to 26. The price elasticity of demand for an particular perfectly competitive farm output is infinite. Remember that in case of perfectly competitive market, what is the demand curve? The price is equal to demand is equal to AR is equal to MR, and it is horizontal to x-axis. When a demand curve is horizontal to x-axis, its elasticity will be infinite, because it is the case of perfectly elastic demand. Perfectly elastic demand. Next, come to 27th. The economic profit of a perfectly competitive firm, always it is less than the total revenue, because it is the difference between total revenue and total cost. So the answer will be the A. So answer will be A. Next, come to 28. When Cinder Sweeters, any company, Cinders is a company, Cinder Sweeters Inc. makes exact zero economic profit. Zero, that means in that production the economic profit is zero. The Cinder, the owner, The sender is the owner. When the economic profit is zero, when the economic profit is zero, what will be its decision? What will be its decision? Its decision will be, it makes an income equal to his best alternative foregone income. That means alternative foregone income, which comprises of the opportunity income. The opportunity income. If a company produce A commodity and B commodity, A commodity will give him 100 extra amount of income than B, then that is a best alternative than B, right? So here A will be the answer of that question. Next, come to 29. A perfectly competitive firm's marginal cost exceeds its marginal revenue and its current output. To increase its profit, the firm will what can do? The firm will decrease its output. Why decrease its output? Why? Because the cost is, see here, the cost is more than the marginal revenue. The cost is more than the, or the marginal cost is more than the marginal revenue. So in order to manage that, or in order to increase the profit, the firm will decrease its output. Now last question is your 30. The demand for commodity refers to, that is also very easy, and the option will be the last, D, the quantity of commodity demanded at a certain price during any particular time, right? It is also very easy question to you. So thank you very much. I hope that you are all capable of understanding these questions, right? So keeping connected with me and solving all the problems, and you can ask freely in the WhatsApp group what is your problem, right? So see you in next time and have a nice day. Thank you all.